Sup my geeks, Geeky Girl here, and today I'm going to be playing Ambre. It's a kinetic novel. It's supposed to be, I heard it's supposed to be really sad. So, if I'm in the mood to cry, why not? It was 7 p.m. on that beautiful yet cold autumn day. The wind shook the frail tree's branches across the street. Tristan Malroy made a slow, tired way. A whirlwind of leaves caught his attention, and he stopped to contemplate them for a few minutes. A spray of colors danced around him, fragments of red, orange, yellow, spread at random, forming a mosaic that stretched on for as far as the eye could see. A rush of beauty in the gray and smoggy city, and that noisy metropolis that was constantly exhaling bad air. Coming back to his senses, the 30-year-old man shook his head. Now wasn't the time to be daydreaming. He had to go home. The long day already weighed on his shoulders, but if he was completely honest, work wasn't the most tiring thing in his life. After all, an honest, well-paid job was somewhat of a luxury these days. Like any model employee, he consistently, accomplished the tasks handed to him. No more, no less. No, what was really destroying him was a completely different form of fatigue. An appalling and crushing solitude that had been shadowing him for years, ever since his wife, what, did she leave or is she dead? Because there's a difference. The light tinkling of the front door opened and brought him back to the earth. He was already at his flat. A sad, silent living room was waiting for him. Goosebumps traveled down his spine as he entered the room. Driven by an almost desperate urge, he didn't even bother hanging up his coat before slamming all of the doors in his flat, one after the other. Each time, the same emptiness answered his pleas. He felt the rising dread within. His last hope, the last door, the forbidden room beyond. He opened it slightly and peeked inside. Of course, there was no one. He fell heavily onto the sofa. The crushing solitude came back in full force, crushing him again and again, wounding his face with invisible cuts. The cuts of time. It was happening again. All of a sudden, Tristan Malroy felt immensely exhausted. He held his head in his hands, staring at the floor for a long time. Then, after what felt like an eternity, he abruptly got to his feet. He gathered all the framed pictures on display and stowed them away in the closet. The memories needed to be out of sight. When he was sure there were more pictures sticking out, Tristan put his coat back on and rushed outside. It was chilly and a bit dark, but there was still enough light to see clearly. It was the ideal time to take a walk at least. That's what he once might have thought. As he hurried along the sidewalk, Tristan was anything but relaxed. Incredibly nervous, he walked around the places that were most familiar to him, looking for a serenity that seemed to be definitely out of reach. While passing a park near his home, he suddenly heard a high-pitched, almost inaudible plea. His heart jumped, and he stopped. Sad little girl. In the dim light of the setting sun, he made out the silhouette of a little girl sitting on a swing with her head bowed. Tears were rolling down her cheeks. Afraid of startling her, he approached slowly and took a closer look. Her clothes were crumpled. She had neither a coat nor a scarf, and she bore various scratches as if she had been in a fight. The park was completely deserted, and she seemed to have been there for a while. For a second, Tristan Malroy felt the temptation to abandon her there, to leave her to her fate, but very quickly he mentally chastised himself. He couldn't do that. So he placed himself in front of her and asked her in a soft voice, "Is something wrong?" At first, the little girl seemed not to hear him. She choked on her sobs, hiccuped, and shuddered. Patiently, Tristan stroked her hair and repeated, "Why are you crying? What happened?" It took her several minutes to calm down a bit, but eventually she wiped away her tears and answered with a faint voice interrupted by sobs, I don't know. I think I lost something important. Really important, but I can't remember what it was." Tristan Malroy sighed, feeling a mixture of compassion and pity. She seemed so lost, so vulnerable. He wanted to hold her so tightly that her sadness would melt away, and at the same time, within him, a voice was telling him that he shouldn't be too forceful, that he shouldn't take advantage of her weakness. So he tried to stay composed and look reassuring, yet in front of the sad little girl, he did not feel confident at all. "Are you all alone? Where are Mommy and Daddy?" I don't know." "Do you live far away from here?" I don't know." "What's your name?" "Ambre." "Well, Ambre, you can't stay out here in the wind. You're going to catch a cold." "Okay, how's that?" "See, you're going to go warm yourself up somewhere. It'll be night soon." "But I don't know." "In that case, what do you think about going to my place? It's not far from here, and I'll be a much better place to sleep than the swing." Ambry seemed weary, but she had no other choice but to follow him. He gently reached a hand to her, and for the first time she lifted her eyes. They were washed out, blurry with tears, and hesitant. He thought it was a good idea to force a smile, to appear reassuring. Even with the fatigue, Tristan Malroy showed the most convincing smile he could and took her hand. So fine, so frail she was. The young girl's steps were wobbly and weak. She had probably not eaten all day long. Carefully, he led her to the place for making sure she wouldn't trip. The man removed his coat and shut the door behind them. Make yourself at home. I'll cook you something. Passing through the kitchen, he turned on the lights in the living room so that the flat would look less gloomy. While searching his fridge for a potential meal, he periodically stole several glances over the counter. In the living room, Ambry was still walking around, a bit wild, still on the defense. She explored this new environment by looking around, admiring the ornaments. Unfortunately, she didn't find much to pique her interest. It was a bland house, almost too bland. There was no clues about the occupants' lives. Taking advantage of Tristan being distracted by a packet of noodles, she escaped to the hallway and to find the bathroom to leave an urgent need. She found it quickly enough, but before returning to the hallway, she noticed that all the doors were wide open, except for one. Strangely, before she had time to think about it, she was drawn to that doorway. Intrigued, Ambry felt magnetically attracted by the slightly open door. Just one peek was all she wanted, but she struggled to see anything through the crack. Was this Bluebeard's cabinet? A frightening tomb where Tristan Malroy stored the corpses of his former wives. The little girl pushed the door opening, entered the room, and switched the light on. Oh, it's a cute little bedroom. Filled with plush toys and soft cushions, the big bed was proudly in display in the center of the room, accompanied by a pretty dressing table to one side. The walls were painted to look like a bright blue sky. The storage furniture, coordinated with the sweet colors and trinkets, were overflowing with mysteries. She could catch a glimpse of nightlight shaped like a cute mascot. There was fairy-like ambience in strange rooms, ceramics and repressed center lotion. She stretched out on the colorful bed, rolled into a ball, jumped about, and snuck under the bed sheets. Inexplicably, she felt at ease in this room worthy of a princess. It seemed to have been built for her, to correspond to her every fantasy. She then approached a big teddy bear, which was tempting her. She grabbed it immediately, hugged it, and covered it with kisses. Her pale face was illuminated by a wide, pure, innocent smile. Oh, child smile. Checking first to see if she was in the bathroom. He searched everywhere in the house until there were only... The front door makes a lot of noise when it's open, so I would have heard if she had left. Could she actually be there already? Hi. With a contrite sigh, he headed towards the fully lit forbidden room and discovered Ambry playing with stuffed animals. His gaze softened. I suppose I couldn't do anything, he thought to reassure himself. Without a word, he went to sit next to her. On the bed, the little girl was moving the stuffed animals' hands while making them speak in her weak voice. She was narrating a stuffed animal tea party and seemed to be enjoying herself very much. The light was back in her eyes. Suddenly, she got mad at a plump cow and scolded her harshly. It's dirty. Stop it right now. You're making a mess. Allie, what did I just say? It's dirty. You've got to behave yourself. Don't roll on the floor. You wouldn't make a fuss just because you didn't get what you wanted. As punishment, she set the cow in a corner while ordering her not to move and replaced it with a pony with long eyelashes. The stuffed animal tea party hosted by the blue monkey was obviously not going as planned. The 30-year-old man examined the little girl's every move with care. She finally noticed his presence. He felt he had to speak. Are you having fun? Yeah, I didn't know that there was a bedroom like this in your house. Whose room is it? It was my wife's favorite room before she left. What happened to her? It's a long story. Maybe I will tell you another time. Meanwhile, the meal is getting cold. Don't you want to eat? I'm coming right now. What's for dinner? Bologna sauce with pasta. I hope I said that right. Great, I love it. That evening, Tristan Malroy admired little Ambry as she wolfed down her food, half amused, half distracted. Seeing her so happy soothed his heart a little, but at the same time, are you tired? The child suddenly asked with a serious air. A little. I worked hard today. She didn't comment further, still amazed by the princess's bedroom. She revived the topic with starry eyes. Do you like it? Do you like it? Yeah, a lot. I wish I had a similar room. If you want, I'll give it to you. What? My wife left a long time ago. Her stuff is still inside. I don't use it. So if you like, it's yours. You can stay in her room while I'm looking for your parents and what you lost. What do you... Oh, your eyes look weird. What do you say? Can I really? But it doesn't belong to me. There's nothing sadder than a house without life, don't you think? I know that my wife loved to rest in her favorite room. There she felt at ease, like on clouds. But now, she's not living here anymore. Since you seem to like this place, I think it would make her happy to know that her bedroom is in good hands. And I can do whatever I want in it? While I'm at work, you'll be able to play in this room as much as you want. I'll leave you some leftovers for the lunch. You'll only have to heat them up in the microwave, and in the evening we'll play together. Would you like to? Do I need to go to school? No more school. Only games. Yay! Great then! In front of Ambre, overflowing enthusiasm, Tristan Malroy couldn't help but smile faintly. Yes, that's it, he kept telling himself as if to reassure himself. All I'm doing is keeping her around until she remembers who she is and what she's lost. Waiting for her to remember. Thus began their strange routine. Tristan Malroy woke up early in the morning to go to work, but before leaving, rushed into the fog. He had to take a few minutes before facing the daily grind, a few brief minutes on the threshold to gaze at the sleeping Ambre. Then he ran away toward the streets covered by dead leaves, escaping for a way toward the mountains and paperwork toward the baleful tower furnished by the vast offices where the slaves chained to their computers toiled away for the lord of that place. Well, that was what the little girl thought his working day was like. As for her, she woke up easily around 9, and her first reflex was to stretch and yawn in front of cartoons with a bowl of cereal in hand. She followed her favorite heroine's adventure. All of them were beautiful and courageous. All of them were friends for life, princesses with elegant superpowers, covered with light effects and flower petals. That sounds like something I'd watch. Rich and beloved, they lived a perfect and viable existence, especially the main character, who owned a bedroom very similar to Ambre's. It was colorful and filled with cute accessories. However, this room was only a part of a bigger palace furnished the same way. How I would like to live in a castle as well. With cute animals as her friends, the heroine hunted the villains, fell into traps, and called for the help of her charming prince, an ideal and fantasized man who served her hand and foot. Life seemed easy, full of laughs and adventures. All that was needed was to send back the bad woman to her hiding place in the darkness. After all, she was nasty because she envied the young, dazzling girls. Nasty because she was old and disillusioned. Ambre would have loved to have magical powers, allowing her to make cute outfits appear, allowing her to have a stable where unicorns slept, allowing her to have a ballroom where she could organize extravagant parties based on beautiful dresses and cupcakes. It was always disappointing for her to see the end of the episode, of course, but there were other programs, and the story with magical jewels was her favorite. When the cartoons ended, she went to fill in her coloring books in her room, daydreaming about being among those heroines. And then, at midday, she heated up leftovers that Tristan had left and went back watching TV. New programs awaited her. Again, she had her favorite, the one where a little girl owned a puppy that was different from the others. It was a red puppy who could sneak around. It was so adorable with its big eyes and comical expressions that it made her melt. Is this Clifford, the big red dog? How I would like to have a dog that cute. The meal passed quickly to the rhythm of opening songs that she knew by heart. This was usually the time Tristan chose to call to make sure everything was okay. She never missed this opportunity to tell him the content of the episodes of the day, how the heroine had defeated the evil witch with her magical mirror, or how the little dog had helped her mistress at school. Relieved, he would start eating his sandwiches without appetite, but salted by the little girl's world. She hung up, satisfied with her story, and usually turned off the television after the last cartoon to rest on her big bed, surrounded by her stuffed toys. Among this time, she usually read a fairy tale. She loved to tell herself the story of Cinderella again and again, while sucking her teddy bear's ear. It was her favorite. She had to work hard. It was exhausting. She had to earn her meal, and the nasty, ugly sisters believed themselves superior. Fortunately, the prince recognized the heroine's natural talent. She was beautiful and she was special. He brought her with him to the castle to live a golden existence where she wouldn't have to work her fingers to the bone, where money flowed freely, where Cinderella could have everything she wanted, including all the things that shone, accessories, dresses, cakes. All she had to do was fill the time with to organize parties with her friends. The ugly sisters were not invited. They were too ugly, too rude, and they did not deserve such a paradise. Cinderella was happy. She knew love, true love, the only love, the love with gilding and glitter. For what more could she ask? Amber fell asleep happy, hoping to meet her charming prince one day, the one who would only have eyes for her and would give her a room, like one of the princesses that she admired so much. Amber loved the idea of a glass coffin containing a body which would not grow old despite death. That would remain always young and beautiful, lying in wait to be freed from her prison for the magical kiss that would change the curse of her story. The prince spirited her away from the common hut of those proletan dwarves who were friendly but so uncool. She also loved the idea of beautiful and rebellious mermaids swimming through the oceans looking for treasures, but sacrificing her freedom for the man in her life, sacrificing the endless to squeeze into the gilded cage she had fantasized about 1,000 times. The beautiful and rebellious mermaid never listened to anyone, which reminded her of her own condition. She was too sweet. Capricious girl. She played these tapes on loop day after day until snack time came. By then, stuffed with idyllic images, she dug into the sweets that Tristan brought for her. Cupcakes, colorful macaroons, pastries, bread, and Nutella. Fun fact, never had Nutella. Of course, there were cartoons at this time as well. Isn't it like just a hazelnut spread? Like chocolate? Whatever. As it was getting late, she finally pushed the off button to resume her fantasies elsewhere in her room, wielding her dolls with skill, perfectly tracing the course of her dreams. But the high point of the day was probably when Tristan finally returned from work. She knew he was there from the creaking of the door. She would rush into the living room to greet him, and, all joyous, she would throw herself at him timidly at first and then more enthusiasm over the weeks. She loved being carried on his shoulders to mimic an airplane and fly through the flat until they crashed on the bed laughing, playing together, so much fun. With her friend, she could give life to her characters more easily. Her favorites? Playing Mommy and Daddy. Ambre played the role of the mother, always occupied by the well-being of her child, a PVC doll with dead eyes supposed to embody an adorable little baby. She had to wash him, change him, cuddle him, and give him his bottle. Tristan had the role of the father. He had to read the newspaper in the kitchen while waiting for his wife to cook him a good meal, a role which hardly got him involved, but he was more than satisfied with that. Ambre took her task very seriously. She had the lead role, after all. Therefore, she served her imaginary husband plastic fries and fruits from a boxy pouch. He appreciated the gesture. However, the real meal was left to Tristan once the game ended, a meal which the little girl took as an opportunity to deliver the rest of her fabulous adventures. Tristan only had to listen to her with a smile on his face before requiring her to go to the bathroom to wash up and brush her teeth. Ambre always grumbled at bath time, but her sexless Barbie mermaid quickly helped her to forget the inconvenience. More than once, she shyly waited for the 30-year-old man to come close enough for her to shoot him with a fish-shaped water gun. Innocent laughter would ensure. Then the little girl had to be tucked into her big princess bed while he was telling her a story, usually a fairy tale. In these moments, she blinked more and more slowly, looking up at him with a touching expression. Tristan would almost melt from cuteness. He was careful not to close the door all the way. The corridor's light had to hunt the monsters, which would disturb Ambre's sleep. It was a specific request from her. She was fearful. The man had to protect her from ghosts at the slightest shout. That was his promise to her. Before going to sleep, Tristan Malroy found some comfort in contemplating her asleep. He hoped that her sleep would be inhabited with nice dreams, that she wouldn't forget him, that she would think about him, in whatever way that may be. Could she even feel his presence or how much he cared for her? Okay. Well, that's like day one. I think I'm going to end it there. I really like this story. This is an adorable little story. I mean, weird circumstances, but this is really cute. So I want to ask why the wife had... Because he didn't say that was a child's room. He said it was his wife's room? So I'm a little curious there. But, yeah, definitely love this. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked it, show that like button with some love. One day, and remember, one day, the geeks will inherit the earth. But until then,